Good morning, Spain. How lovely to have you with us once again here from our studio at Hard Rock Hotel, Marbella. Well, this is our first show since spring has sprung, and we're going to embrace it wholeheartedly. We're going to be talking about butterflies and flowers and how to reconnect with nature and hopefully not become digital tamagotchis, which is something we need to be aware of. We'll be looking to reconnect with nature, to retreat. We'll also be looking at the role of the British Chamber of Commerce. And what else are we talking about? So much more. Stay tuned. Here we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, isn't it lovely? We are actually in spring, and although in the shade it's quite cold and we need to make sure we have the appropriate layers when we go out, it is lovely to think of longer days, warmer sunshine, and everything that goes with spring. It's spring has sprung.
Like an extra hour in the night time.
Like an extra hour.
The longer days make such a difference though. Yeah. When it's now 8 p.m. and still light, I love that.
Me too, me too. A little bit harder when you want to put the kids to bed, when they have school because of the longer days, but it really does give for a longer day and we can do so much more. And I think this time of year is a great moment to remember nature, to reconnect with nature. Because later on in the program, we'll be talking about how we're becoming these basically virtual tamagotchis to be discussed at length, because I think that is quite worrying. We all spend a lot of time
definitely
on social media, on our phones, and yet nature is what is good.
Healing.
It's
healing. People, if they have depression or whatever, just being in the ambience of nature, it completely changes everything. It changes the cells. You feel like totally relaxed, helps with sleeping better. It's really important to have a walk in nature or just walk outside, definitely.
Just to be able to see it.
Yeah, also just looking at it.
Yeah. Well, we went to the butterfly park because this is the time of butterflies. And I think that's a great way of actually reminding us of the circle of life, how the different ecosystems and the environments and our bees and our butterflies are fundamental for our very existence. I think we all take it for granted.
Well, it'd be nice if our lives were a little bit longer than butterflies, Nicole, to be fair.
But we need them for us to have our long lives. Without them, I mean, they can have lives that are short as like a week or even, I mean, it's quite horrifying, actually.
Well, the poor old mayfly, I don't think he doesn't last a day.
Oh, really?
But the fact, whether they exist or not, is basically a reflection on how our ecosystem is, like we live in. So if they're no longer around, then it means we're definitely going downhill.
And I think we can testament, I remember as a child seeing far more butterflies than I do now. In the sense, so thank heavens we do have different places that preserve the different species, that give us the ability to go and see them so we can appreciate, first of all, their beauty. I mean, it's quite lovely.
Oh, they are lovely, yeah.
But there's a lot of things that we can do to help increase the population of butterflies.
That's why we should all do a bit of gardening, even if it's a little box on your balcony.
Oh, definitely. And just getting your hands dirty. I mean, that's...
Oh, I like getting my hands dirty. But that's another story altogether, people.
But you were saying that you plant the plants that you put on your balcony would be specifically for bees and for...
On the finca, I planted maybe 600 plants.
Wow.
All for bees and butterflies.
But I say we can make a difference by choosing the types of flowers, lavenders and things that they like. And that way we're providing areas like, or not mowing a certain area of the lawn and having that wildness, isn't it?
I don't know if a lot of people who grew up here will have the same memory as me, but we used to come back from school with boxes of silkworms. Did you have that? Yeah, all of my class had silkworms boxes. So we fed them this special leaf. We used to go and pick it. And then they'd go into like the little chrysalis, but obviously they turn into moths and not butterflies, which is a bit of a disappointment to me because I genuinely thought it was going to turn into a beautiful butterfly. Quite upsetting when it didn't. But
I thought they were for China. The Chinese do silkworms. I've never done that. No, we didn't do that when we were.
No, but it's fascinating.
No, but I think it's nice.
Yes, and look at the understanding you have and the appreciation.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's take a little visit to the butterfly park and appreciate the beauty and the importance of our butterflies.
Butterflies, or mariposas, are insects from the order Lepidoptera, a group that also includes moths. There are over 20,000 species worldwide, and Spain is home to more than 200 species due to its varied climate and landscapes. Butterflies are born as fully grown adults. When they break through the chrysalis, they spend some hours drying their wings before they can fly away. Butterflies live on average between 2 and 4 weeks. However, some species can live longer. If you include all stages, egg, caterpillar, chrysalis and adult, their full cycle can last between 1 to 12 months. In Spain, because of the warm weather, many butterflies develop faster and may have multiple generations in 1 year. Maintaining butterfly populations in Spain depends largely on habitat conservation, especially through butterfly gardens. Butterfly gardens are specially designed spaces that provide everything a butterfly needs to survive and reproduce. They include nectar-rich flowers for adult butterflies to feed on, as well as specific host plants where butterflies can lay their eggs. These gardens work by supporting the full life cycle of butterflies. Female butterflies lay eggs on host plants such as nettles or citrus plants, depending on the species. The caterpillars then feed on these plants, grow, and eventually form a chrysalis. After emerging as adults, butterflies feed on nectar from flowers like lavender, thyme, and wildflowers commonly found in Spain. Without butterfly gardens and similar conservation efforts, many species could decline due to habitat loss, climate change, and human activity. Overall, butterflies are important not only for their beauty, but also as indicators of environmental health. A diverse butterfly population often reflects a balanced and healthy ecosystem.
Spring is a great moment to reset. In Spain, when it comes to the end of July, August, everything stops. So if you're a business, whether a big company or an entrepreneur, these are the months you really want to make the most of. Now, there are a lot of different groups and associations you can belong to, but one that can be highly recommended is the British Chamber of Commerce. And what does it do? Well, we're very lucky to have with us one of the senior board members of the British Chamber of Commerce to tell us more. Derek, lovely to see you
again. Good morning to you. Good morning all.
Thank you so much for coming to join us.
Pleasure, my pleasure.
I know that it is, there's a lot to do with the British Chamber of Commerce, but before we talk about the activities and events, can you just explain to us, because it took me quite a while in my adulthood to understand what commerce actually meant. We say these things.
Well, I have an O-level in commerce, so that
I studied economics and politics at university, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what economics was. I think a lot of us actually take things for granted. We don't really know what they are. So what does the British Chamber of Commerce do?
The British Chamber of Commerce is a worldwide organisation. In Spain, it was established in 1908 in Catalonia, where our office still is today. And it's part of over 70 British chambers worldwide. Spain happens to be one of the largest foreign chambers because it's been going for so long. Here in Spain, we have over 300 member companies, so it's a very big operation with about 4,000 to 5,000 individuals or direct business contacts, so it's a very big operation. The Chamber is a networking organisation for business. The membership is large corporate companies to smaller autonomos. It covers the whole range. We are part of the British Chambers of Commerce worldwide, which give us this large network of contacts. So companies that want to enter Spain normally would come to the British Chamber first, which is quite important. The other important thing is we work with the British Embassy in Madrid. So we work with Alex Ellis, who I believe you've interviewed. Alex is the ambassador that's been in post now for just over a year. And we work together with the Department for International Trade as well. So it's quite a high level operation. We also work with ISEX and all of the consulates throughout Spain, and also the network across Europe, which is quite important. So we're here to do business. We're here to help people set up their business in Spain, or Spanish companies who want to export into Europe. So that network is quite important.
Oh, I didn't realise that it worked the other way around.
So really, we're the bridge between the UK and Spain, and that's what we do. We connect. That network is exactly what we do. If you look at the Chamber in general, it's a trade organisation, and we have a number of advocacy committees. They could be innovation, they could be sustainability, they could be the British Investment in Spain Committee. So all of these committees or groups help to strengthen what the Chamber does. So we're here to represent the members. We're lobbying for the members, and we work with the British Embassy, but we're totally different. We're an independent body, and we happen to have the ambassador who's our honorary president, which is important.
If someone was to come to Spain,
I was going to ask
What
you
is
the
the
same question, like, what would be the whole process
What
to go
is
through?
when you say contact the Chamber is fundamental? Why? What are you going to do?
Yes.
That
Well,
makes
we're
it
going to do what
fundamental?
they can't do. So we're going to connect them with individuals, businesses, a network. If they become a member of the Chamber, then they're immediately there with 50,000 people. The website is very, very heavy. Their company is known, the image is there. They have the facilities of our digital network. We're on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, everything. More importantly, the connection with the embassy, which is quite critical, and the Department for International Trade. So anywhere we can help somebody to set up. So our connections with ISEX and Invest
What
in
is
Andalusia.
ISEX?
ISEX is a large governmental trade organisation in Spain, which assists Spanish, British companies as well. So we're independent, we're long established, we're probably, as I said, the largest foreign chamber, and we take it very seriously. I take it very seriously because we do a good job. And if they want to export to Belgium, for example, I'll talk to the Belgium Chamber. Last year I was in Dubai. A lot of people from Dubai are doing business in Spain. So there's a lot of this activity going on. So it's the brand, it's the history of it, and it's the professionalism which makes it important.
And what is like the costing of it if someone wanted to be a member?
Well, a small company can come in at about €600 a year. That's not very expensive. And that gives them access to the complete network. And that's on an annual basis, of course, that goes on. So all of the chambers, other chambers, everybody's more or less a similar pricing, because that's what. But then, as I say, if you join the chamber and don't use it, don't do it, because you use it. So if you use it cleverly, you get a lot of returns. The other thing is we have a newsletter which goes out every 2 weeks. That goes out to 4,000 to 5,000 direct business contacts. There you can promote your, I wouldn't say your company, but the theme that you're talking about, the brand, the concept. And that newsletter works very, very effectively because it's read by such a big audience. Wherever you are in Spain, whichever region you're in, check out the British Chamber of Commerce, britchamber.com, and you will see what's going on. And if you want to be contacted to anybody anywhere, this is the first place to come.
And it doesn't matter if you're a sole operator or a multinational.
No, you can be
Absolutely
an autonomo, you can be a small company like I am actually, or a large corporate. So
Thank you
it
so much,
covers
Derek.
everybody.
Really nice to know. It's lovely to
My
understand.
pleasure.
Didn't know also that it worked both ways for exporting
Yeah.
to Spain. So thank you, British Chamber
My
of Commerce.
pleasure. My pleasure.
The British Chamber of Commerce also holds fabulous networking events. Here's a sneak peek at the last one on an exclusive super yacht. When you think of car or motorbike insurance, think Linea Directa. When you most need your insurance company, Linea Directa are there for you. With tow trucks, courtesy car, mechanics, legal advice, even overnight stay in a hotel if you need it. There's a whole department dedicated to us Brits with people who speak English there to help us. If you're looking for an insurance policy that really takes all your needs into consideration whilst you're driving in Spain, then Linea Directa really is the company for you. Why don't you give them a call? 952 14 78 34 or contact them online. There's probably nothing as synonymous with spring as flowers. And I have to say, I love walking in nature, particularly looking at wildflowers. I love the poppies and the blue flowers and the bluebells in England. I love the bluebells in England. I miss those.
Pretty,
and the daffodils.
And snowdrops.
I miss my daffodils.
Snowdrops.
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 You get snowdrops here, and you get bluebells here.
Yeah,
Just got to go a bit further north.
Just have to go a bit further north.
That's
exactly.
true, that's true.
But Spain is wonderful for flowers, whichever part of the country you're in. But it's nice also to pick flowers, to arrange flowers. And Kate saw that this is getting to be actually quite a group activity to do. People go and learn how to arrange flowers, do flower arranging, little groups, sometimes with like sip and flower arranging.
So popular.
But it's actually a very nice thing to do. So Kate went along to a florist to learn how to do a basic flower arrangement.
Okay, so we'll start with this one.
This one, yeah,
Okay.
and then we put in the left hand. You're left-handed.
Oh no, I'm
yeah?
left-handed.
Oh gosh, that is you have it in your right hand, and you try to put on the back,
Okay.
and that it goes to the back.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, with your, because then it gives a bit body, the pistol, here in the front. Yeah. Eucalyptus in the back also, that it should give a bit stability for the bouquet.
Yeah.
Somewhere when you think in the back, maybe again that it gives in the back a bit playful.
So maybe that side.
Yeah. Maybe it can be a bit shorter than this leaf. We can pull a bit shorter. This one, and then you think, okay, on the left we have here, because we have to put also, try to put a bit spiral. We have two, but just one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also a little bit, gives a bit, fills it up. Eucalyptus.
They look nice, don't they?
Yeah. I just bind it for you because it's easier.
Thank you. Time, honestly. So grateful.
For you.
Oh, you're
This is for you.
What a lovely detail on part of the florist to give you the bouquet that you made.
Wasn't
That was
so
very
cute?
sweet.
It was so sweet.
So was it as therapeutic as you expected?
Do you know what? It really was, because as I say, like obviously the flowers are just absolutely gorgeous, and then I don't know. I think like you're creating something, like you're seeing it from the beginning to the end, and the whole experience. Like it really is. It was so lovely. Have you guys done it before?
I haven't gone to learn about it, but I have done my own kind of arrangements. It's never quite as beautiful as a proper florist does it, but
The secret is keeping him alive long enough. What do you put in it?
yeah.
Do you know what that
Tonic
is?
water, bit of tonic
actually?
water.
Do you know what? A little bit of the food, the sachet.
They
food.
give you the
Oh, no,
sachets,
don't
but
mind it.
there are natural things. You
No,
say,
tonic water.
Oh really?
and I've heard coffee as well can be
Coffee's
good for
good for
plants.
certain plants.
Yeah, I
Really?
thought about sugar.
Sugar,
but
yeah, sugar and water.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
So any time you should take sugar, people, is in your plants. No, you do.
You got someone on your side then.
know,
That was a surprise.
Casares, the fizzy
Yeah.
lemonade, that's
Oh, I
brilliant
love
for it.
that. I
I had a
love
friend of mine, he was feeding his flowers in the bar for 3 months. He couldn't believe how well they kept going. And I said, they're plastic.
I was going to say
And
3
they
months.
weren't. Oh, yeah. He was amazing. Oh, this tonic water's brilliant. And he'd been topping up his plastic plants that his missus had put in there.
That is brilliant.
Well, that shows you
legend.
not in touch with nature at all. But if you get yourself some real flowers and go out, as I say, even if you go for a walk in the campo, in the countryside, pick those flowers, and if you're given an arrangement as they go dying or wilting,
Let's-
you can make your own little
Let's just
arrangement.
clarify this, Vicky. Don't be walking past Mrs. Malone.
Yes, don't get your neighbours.
Because I must confess that if I see a nice geranium, I will.
So if you're wondering where your geraniums
and
went,
then I walk.
it was
I grow
him.
my geraniums.
Oh, they are. As you say though.
It was him.
I've never
It
bought a
was
geranium
Johnny.
in my life. Just take a little cutting like that, sneakily, in some water, bit of sugar.
You're just sharing the love, though, aren't you?
Sharing the love.
Exactly.
Sharing the love.
This segment is brought to you by Clear Vision Psychotherapy.
Have we become so dependent on social media that it is ruling our lives? Well, potentially so. So much so that our psychotherapist Simon thinks that we might be on the verge of becoming our very own digital tamagotchis. That's a name, a blast from the past.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
old
Do you remember them?
Tamagotchi.
Yeah. I had
Yes,
one. Yeah.
I've had and killed many.
Me too.
I used to love them.
Yeah,
I just couldn't figure out how to keep
my
it
kids had a
alive.
collection of dead Tamagotchis as well. So. But yeah, it's I mean, basically, we're kind of with your phone and your Fitbits and your smartwatches and things like that. We monitor our health, our physical health.
Yeah.
And that classic line of "I've got to get my steps in," as innocent as it is, can spiral into something quite different for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So they begin to, obviously the phone collects data on quality of your sleep, your resting heart rate, things like that, and then transfers the data into information you can understand, and then some kind of target, the green turn the rings green and stuff like that, which is fine in and of itself until we start looking at that to actually gauge how we feel and what's going on. And this kind of came from a conversation I had with someone who said, I had a good sleep, but my phone told me I had a bad sleep.
Yeah.
And the moment I read that, I had a bad day.
Oh no.
No.
So
Okay.
somewhere there's a disconnect that occurs where we begin to rely on the information to tell us how we feel.
As
Yeah.
you're saying that, I was given like I got one of these scale things that won it in a saute or something in a lottery,
Yeah.
and it had all the digits, and it had how much pressure on right and left leg,
Yeah.
heartbeat, this,
Yeah.
and the same thing. I became absolutely paranoid,
Yeah.
messaging
Yes.
friends who were
by it.
doctors. The
Yeah.
other, and in the end, I just stopped it. I don't care what I weigh. I don't
Yeah.
care how
Yeah.
what side of my foot
Throw
I'm
it
on.
away.
No, exactly.
It can become absolutely paranoid.
Yes,
Yeah.
and people get stressed, they become very anxious, they suffer with depression with it, they obsess over this information, and then there's this disconnect with your own kind of intuition and
Yeah.
your
Of
own
course.
knowing. I know I had a bad sleep when I wake up because I don't feel so great, or I might have not slept as long, but I feel good. And then I look at the phone, or I'm in the gym and
Yeah.
doing stuff like this, and constantly monitoring this. And it comes from this wave of optimization. So everything's about optimizing your life, optimize your downtime, optimize your gym time, optimize your diet, optimize this, optimize that. When you're journaling, optimize that. You're going to do meditation, best you optimize it. And it's
That's quite
yeah. It's gonna go, and this is how people end up. Yeah, really. And the other thing, the other conversation I had with someone was showing me, because they think I'm a dinosaur or something. They were like, look at this, it tells me this and that. And I turned over in my bed 3 times and I'm like, what do you do with the information? They're like, well, nothing really. But I make sure I check it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but to what end? So we are, it kind of moves
It's
over.
addictive, isn't it, though? It's that dopamine effect of like I've beat
very much
myself.
so.
Yeah.
I haven't got
Yeah.
there, and you're just adding more challenges. I suppose.
Because you do get a score, so it, like
Yes.
you are beating yourself. Like
Exactly.
I got 81 last night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get an 85 tonight. You're like,
Yeah.
It was like the social
Like, you
media,
need to
getting
chill.
the likes and this living
Yeah.
in what other
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are, or this
Yes.
external digital thoughts
Well,
on our
it's-
existence.
Yeah, I mean, we
I
come
know.
back to something you mentioned X amount of episodes ago. It's a glancing comment. You said the menu's not the meal, which comes from Alan Watts. And it's the same kind of thing. We're so busy living in the photograph of the memory, the photograph of the sunset, the information about our health, the menu instead of enjoying the meal. And it's the same thing that's happening. It is a trend. It is a behavioral trait we have, which in philosophical terms has been written about for a long time. You know, this kind of, we prefer the map to the actual terrain. And it's where in the film The Matrix, it says, welcome to the desert of the real, which comes from a philosophical book. The reality is actually quite a desert because we're too busy living in the image of it.
And it's
That's
increasingly
easier.
so. I mean, we see it with these false. You see some of the horrors that have gone in the world, but if you'd have looked at the same families on social media, they look like they were the happiest in the world.
Yeah.
You know, and it's quite scary that the reality
Yes.
is so very different to what was
Completely.
actually going on in our lives.
Yeah.
And it's, like sometimes I work with people who have eating disorders. So I work as part of a team. So, but let's take someone with anorexia. They will be able to tell you the nutritional content of, for instance, the bite of an apple. They obsess over the information that much. They educate themselves that much. So it was a small slice of the population who would gather this information, and it would turn into this kind of a disorder, basically. But now with the smartphone and the monitoring and everything, and again, I'm not against tech, but now you've got a broader section of people who begin to spiral into this obsessing and disconnection from self, not trusting your own feelings, relying on the phone to tell you basically, and then you interpret, oh, I must feel this way then because, like you said, you know, if I hit the 85, yay.
Then I'm
If I
feeling
don't
great.
hit it, oh, bad day. And you're like, the information does that to you. So
I mean, you could just look in the mirror and see you look good. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's like,
I know, but-
it's kind of obvious.
Like who's gonna really like back that statement up? Like I look good, but do I feel
do I
good?
check the phone?
You're like, oh,
Yeah, did I
you're saying
sleep well?
don't.
Yeah. But do you know what's
So-
really interesting? Because I know that, like, because we were talking about this the other day about the body scans and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
really interesting because obviously, as you say, you could feel good and you think, do you know what? I eat well, I exercise, but what is actually going on the inside? And it was really interesting because we were saying that, you know, the first, like, they pick up like how you sleep, like, you know, your nervous system, everything. And I think what you're saying is like we are so reliant on technology, but in a way, it's kind of like if we don't change things, like for example, take away ourselves from technology, then we're not gonna. Like, for example, we're not going to shut our brain down when we
Exactly,
actually
because we're
relax.
not thinking anymore.
No, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, even my granddaughter said to me, oh, I'm bored. And she looked around and found some wrapping paper and then went and basically Atelier Late came on and she made me this wonderful full-length gold apron.
Oh, wow.
But if she'd had a phone, none of that would have happened.
No,
She'd
exactly.
have literally, if she was that little bit older and had a phone, she wouldn't have said I'm bored, and that creativity would never have even needed to come out.
No.
That's what worries me.
Yeah.
We don't need to be creative. We
No.
don't need to think about things. We're just like, ask
Yeah.
the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's important to remember it is a machine, it's a tool, it's helpful, but that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
And you start allowing it to, because it gives you the illusion of control. So you're like, I've got all of this information, I've got these stats about me, or I'm able to, for instance, digitally create through AI. So there's this mastery of your own world, and we're all wandering around feeling out of control, and that we're not unable to master our own lives. And this gives you that little bit of power, but it can twist over.
Basically, it's following on from human nature even
Yeah.
more, that if we don't feel that we label and name everything, we don't control it.
We don't control it,
And
yeah.
this is just making us again wrongly think that we are in control, but we're even less
Yes.
in control.
Yeah.
It's completely the opposite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really back to the old days when I was a kid, they'd have these little vans that went by and they would try and do surveys, and they'd send you forms to fill out. Who lives in your house? How many
Yeah.
of you? What do you think? And now we all ran from that, and now they have every single thing: what we like, how much we like it,
Yeah.
how long we spend on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, and we don't think about that.
No.
But if we did, would we really be doing it? Probably yes. We're addicted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't live without it.
horrors.
Yeah.
We
So,
still
Yeah.
continue doing it.
Yeah, because it is addictive in itself. It hits into the dopamine, or it catalyzes dopamine release, and then that creates a cycle, and we then chase it, and it's all completely subconscious. So then we check, and then eventually someone ends up stressed, anxious, or depressed.
So what do we do?
Well,
Yeah.
share it on social media.
Yeah. Well, try not to optimize everything. So this is where mindfulness kicks in. If you're going to meditate, just meditate. If you're going to journal, journal. If you're going to the gym, trust in, something I do with horses, and I was taught that when I was learning to ride. Finish on a good note. So if you're in the gym, finish when you feel good.
Yeah.
If you're journaling for your mental health, finish when it feels good. Don't keep forcing and pushing and going all the way, and try not to use it as a tool. And it doesn't replace human interaction. So, going to see a PT trainer or a dietitian who can look at you more holistically rather than a kind of generic algorithm, use that as well. But try and switch off a bit. And if you can't, there are some grounding techniques you could do. One I was taught was wherever you are, it's easier in nature, but sit down, lie down, somewhere comfortable. Don't force it. Close your eyes. Listen for the loudest sound. And once you tune into that, then tune into the next sound underneath that. And just keep going down through the layers till you get to the quietest sound. And what you're doing is you're narrowing down your focus and centering yourself, and effectively you're switching off from all the buzz and the noise. That's a fun thing to do. You can
Again, or take those deep breaths. It's that focus on something to
Exactly.
just switch yourself off.
Just switch it off. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
And
merely a tool.
No tamagotchis here.
No.
We're all living human people.
Yes. But I haven't got my steps in today. So,
I didn't get my steps in today, yesterday.
No,
day
exactly.
before yesterday.
yeah. So,
Yeah, it's been a while for me.
But that's okay.
yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
just
That's
be.
okay.
Just
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
allowed
and
to
not
not
stress
be
about it.
optimized all the time,
I like that. We don't
Yeah.
have to always be optimised.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
Thank you,
nice.
Simon.
I like
you're
that.
very, very welcome.
Thank you.
Make my day. Make my day.
The most beautiful things in the world are often invisible to the traveler in a hurry.
Minute.Linea Directa has come up with a squatter policy for just €24 a year. You don't have to have your home insurance with them. This is a completely separate matter to protect you from squatters. For more information, call 952 147834 or their website, LineaDirecta.com. It's lovely to see that more and more people are becoming aware of the ZeroHero initiative. This is to reward the designated driver and encourage us to not drink and drive. Just last month, Spain tried to make even tighter restrictions and lower the limits accepted in our blood for drinking and driving. It wasn't approved, but it is a clear indication that this is the direction Spain is going, like other countries, for zero tolerance. Now, the ZeroHero initiative is a fabulous one. It's a free one to take part in. It's a great way for businesses to show their solidarity with the community in a positive way, as opposed to us getting fined for breathalyzing and then being drinking and driving. In this initiative, if you haven't been drinking and you're driving others, you get free soft drinks and only breathalyze to prove that you didn't snitch someone else's drink.
Exactly, yeah.
Josh, you've been working with this campaign,
Yep.
helping get the information out, and it's definitely making a difference. We're certainly seeing a lot more people becoming, at least talking about drinking and driving.
Exactly.
Which is sometimes, it's not even, people aren't even thinking about it. I don't understand.
It's just such the norm here. You go out for lunch, you go out for dinner, you have a couple of beers, and you still think it's fine to drive. Like you say, in Spain, they're lowering that legal measure now to less than a pint of beer.
Wow.
So like when you've had two, you
Yeah.
are way over that limit,
Yeah,
and you will
yeah.
get fined if you get pulled over.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not just fining now. I mean, like when you think, I think the limits are 0.5 if you're like a driver like me, been driving for years. If you're a novice driver under 2 years, it's 0.25.
And that's in the blood. Through air, it's 0.3 if you've been driving for years, 0.15 if you're only been driving for 2 or 3 years, I think.
Because you're doing your, actually taking your driving classes now, so it must be quite a lot of...
No, it's a lot of information,
Yeah.
but one thing that was really interesting, I've done loads of the tests and stuff, and one of the questions is, what's the safest amount of alcohol in air or blood should you have? And obviously the safest is 0.0, and I think no, people don't realise this because the limit is 0.15, 0.3. It's like, oh, it's safe, I can drive. There is still that risk. There has to be a limit because you have to put the limit somewhere, but the safest is 0.0 and it's to be taken seriously.
Exactly. I don't think people realise, and particularly in touristic areas where people are living for just going out for lunch and for dinner, sharing bottles of wine. Spanish culture. I mean, at lunchtime they're having wine and casera. It's a very normal thing to do, and they're having
back to the
little liqueurs and things.
Yep.
And I don't think we really are taking it into consideration. But it's not just fines. For example, if you're over the limits that Lily has said, you can get not only a fine of I think €500 for those amounts. You can get 1 to 4 points taking off your driver's license.
Wow, that's heavy.
If you're over 0.6, which is now really legal, you will go to prison. I mean, this is now really, and lose your license for a couple of years. And I don't think people are realising, because I think people can get away with it. This is one of the easiest ways for town halls to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, we are prime targets because they know we're going out to drink.
Yeah. Exactly. They know where to sit on the roundabouts. Everyone's seen them. They all sit on the roundabouts. They might be stopping certain cars or certain people, but they're around. They're always out. So.
And it's funny how you can tell. Like, if I see someone driving exceedingly slow, my first thought is, oh, they've been drinking because they're too careful.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't make sense that they're driving.
Oh, you're driving the speed limit? Oh. We know everyone speeds here in Spain, so that's a different subject. But yeah, the slower you are, the more suspect as well.
And it's nice, I believe, for restaurants. You've got restaurants, casinos, bars, hotels such as Hard Rock are ZeroHero establishments, which means if you're the designated driver and you're with people who are drinking, then you can have free soft drinks. Soft drinks, each venue can make its own rules. But you go to the ZeroHero.es website and there's a list of the participating venues.
Wow.
There's a report on what they're like.
Yep.
So you know, and if it's good for parking, if the toilets are nice.
It's a good
for
food
me,
guide.
very important.
It's a full
Very
good
important.
food guide as well. So it's amazing to actually, you see, when you go on the website, you'll see how many wonderful restaurants are on there.
Yeah, and I think it is like, because it shows that they care more about the customer, not just about the business.
Exactly.
Because we're not trying to stop anyone drinking. The idea is that you do so responsibly. If you're going out with a group, choose who's going to be the driver or get a taxi.
You'll get a taxi. It's very simple.
And I think what I really like personally about this initiative is that it does have a positive spin on it. It's not all negative, and everything surrounding drink driving, because it's so serious, obviously tends to be negative. But this is almost like, oh, thank you for playing that part in society. You should be doing it anyway, because you shouldn't be drinking and driving, but it's a little...
still rewarding you for doing the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's keeping us safe.
Exactly. I think it brings it down, I think, simple conclusion. It's nice to be rewarded and that you can... for just doing the right thing. If you would like your business to be part of the ZeroHero initiative, contact them. They would be delighted to hear from you. You can contact us and we'll pass the information on. And if you are someone who goes out with people and you are willing to be a designated driver, choose one of those venues. Why not? Why pay if you don't have to?
Exactly.
And it's not cutting anyone's night short either. Like you saying, go for dinner, then you can go to the casino. Like, you're having a full night out. A lot of people don't drink, but you can get free drinks.
No, exactly.
Who doesn't love that?
Exactly. And if you don't drink, find yourself a group of people who do, and then you can go get your drink.
Exactly. Hang out with them.
Be their taxi.
But you will have to prove that you haven't been drinking.
Hence the breathalyzer.
The breathalyzer, disposable breathalyzer. You'll ask for the bill at the end, and you'll have to prove that you haven't snuck a little bit of vodka from one of your friends, and it will show if you have or haven't.
Yeah, but what a fun way of doing a breathalyzer. Breathalyzing to get a freebie as opposed to getting a fine.
Proving that you haven't.
Thanks so much, Josh.
Thank you.
Have you heard of ZeroHero? Well, I'll tell you. ZeroHero is a community initiative that rewards designated drivers with free soft drinks. Every single one of our venues gets special branding, including this sticker which has a QR code which will lead you straight to our website. The ZeroHero project is in collaboration with the Linea Directa Road Safety Foundation. So whether you're a customer who goes to wonderful restaurants or a restaurant who serves wonderful people, this is definitely something for you. Go to our ZeroHero.es website to find out more.
Make my day. Make my day.
It's awful when we get scammed, and unfortunately technology makes it increasingly easy for us to be scammed and us to fall prey and victim to people who have bad intent. We're going to have a quick chat with Johnny about the Wangiri
I don't
scam.
know why you're asking me about scammers. Is it the face that gives it away? Yeah, Wangiri, that's all I got to say to you.
Wangiri.
Wangiri.
And what does that mean?
Well, it's these devils that phone you, and as soon as you answer, they put the phone down with the intent, you call them back because you think it might be a bit of business or something, and as soon as you click in, then they're digging into your banks and everything.
So literally the phone call is just to get us to ring back so that they can make money off that phone call while we're finding out what we've potentially missed.
And I just, if I don't recognise the number, I've actually got an app on my phone which says scam caller. It actually picks it up, but I just block. I've got hundreds of thousands of phones blocked.
Well, it's funny because I get a lot of phone numbers, the phone calls, and it's exactly, I had no idea it was called Wangiri, but I have received many a call. They ring, and as you go to answer, it cuts off. Or you've got the lost call, so I don't ring back for the same reason. And if I then realise it's scam, I actually save it as potential scam, so I can know for the next time not to accept it.
If I don't, these days everybody uses WhatsApp anyway. If I don't know the number, I will just block it. And if they really need to get hold of me, they can WhatsApp me because they'll know who I am.
But that's just the thing. If you have a business and you have your phone number out there for businesses, you won't know all the numbers coming in. And this is where they're getting us, is on that, as you said, that potentiality, a little bit of business.
I have to say, I never knew it actually had a name, Wangiri. It sounds like something you'd have with some wasabi and maybe some mung beans, I don't know, but doesn't it?
Yeah, but I get phone calls and it's like a robot speaking, saying about your application for the job has been, and to call us back. And then they close the phone down.
The CV
right,
one.
also, because the more you listen, again, they're making money just by you listening.
I get the one saying your CV's ready. My CV?
I've had WhatsApp telling me that, or messages telling me that the transaction for 28,000 euros from my bank is ready. Click the link.
I've got that one.
No, but it's amazing. I tried forwarding them to the bank, and they just come back saying like, "We're sorry." But it is. We need to be so very, very careful. Cloning of people's voices.
Yes.
Well, that's
so they can then send.
The typical one is the
AI has
package.
become so good now.
Or so bad.
Also bad. No, I mean, literally, you can say this is your mother, can you send me so-and-so, my car's broken down, blah, blah, blah. And it
Really?
sounds just like your mother or whoever it might be.
No,
in the
I know
family.
loads of people who have like nearly been victim or been victim of that one, of saying, oh, I'm your son, or message, oh, mum, it's me, or oh, and the chances are you have a son or you have a mum. See, if my son messages me, I know it's fake.
See, we didn't have that in the old days, you see. We were more honest. It's all you youngsters that are doing.
Do you leave our youngsters alone? At least this one.
Problem.
At least this one. Thankfully, we have our youngsters who can explain all this to us, so we can at least keep up with what's going on. But that's the intention, at least be aware of how all the different ways that they can scam us out of money. Wangiri.
The biggest secret is if anything sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
He rests his
unfortunately, these days you've got to be suspicious of everything. It's got that bad now.
Okay, be aware.
So be aware of Wangiri to the lot of you.
Linea Directa appreciates just how important our pets are to us, and that's why they brought out one of the most comprehensive insurance policies on the market from just €39.90 a year. Give them a call on 952 147834 or from the website Lineadirecta.com. Talking about reconnecting with nature, reconnecting with oneself, a retreat can be just the trick. Coming up to a year ago, I went on our Linda's retreat to a 16th century monastery in Seville, and I came back so relaxed. I think I presented the program like, morning. Hi, do you remember?
You were so zen.
I was so zen.
I have no questions.
Exactly. As opposed to like, good morning, Spain. It was like, hey. Unexpected. And I cheated. I mean, I escaped to drink coffee.
I know.
Have little snacks and things.
I remember.
But even so, it made a big difference. And I was surprised actually at how much you can connect even with a bit of cheating.
And you didn't come for the whole retreat either.
No, I couldn't make it for the whole thing.
No.
So out of the 4 days, I did 2.5 days.
Yeah.
And it really was. Even the healthy meals I had were delicious. I have to admit they were delicious. And I think it was more the idea. And I'm the kid that sat at the back of the bus, that sat at the back of, do you know what I mean? I'm the pickle. I'm the rebel.
She's the rebel.
Exactly.
The
I mean, I
pickle,
think just that itself was the thing that instigated, okay, I've got to go do something wrong.
Yeah.
I can't follow
Hey, look
the
at me drinking coffee.
Exactly.
The other side of a glass.
So you have another retreat coming up now.
I have in May.
And I can highly encourage everybody to say, for just a little bit I did, really made a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, for me, in 4 days, people are like from one thing to another.
Yeah.
I mean, they just transform, and that's my motivation of doing more and more retreats, because I just love seeing the difference.
Yeah.
So for me, the philosophy is that you have to eat super healthy foods, because that's the fundamental, that's the main part of a retreat.
We are what we eat.
We are definitely what we eat. So then just that helps. And then you've got the different kind of yogas that we do. So we do yoga in the morning, we do yoga in the evening. I have different instructors. So one of them is a Kundalini teacher, and I love that he was actually born into Kundalini. So he's like got it in his blood. And Kundalini yoga is very different to regular
It's a lot of heavy
yoga.
breathing. I was
It
interested.
It is. It's like you,
panting.
yeah. But all that oxygenates the whole body and gets the blood flowing. It gets it all into your brain as well, and it helps also to focus as well. Because when you're focusing on the breathing, and then with the Kundalini, you have to sing mantras as well. So you're singing this mantra, and then you're breathing, and so you've got so many things that you're kind of concentrating on. You're like totally with your body. But as you were saying about the nature side of things, the reason why I like the monastery is that, and we were talking about flowers as well, May is the month of all the fields all around are just poppy fields.
It was spectacular.
Poppy
It
fields
was
everywhere, like
spectacular.
just like blankets of red, like everywhere. I mean, that's one pretty impressive thing. And then we go walking in the Iron Ore Mountains. That you managed to come to that one.
That was amazing, and this lady explaining every flower. I couldn't believe how interesting it was.
Yeah.
Surprisingly interesting.
Locked in, learning.
Yeah. Because as we're walking along, she's like showing you all the natural remedies that are just growing there. The helichrysum, the hypericum,
That's
even
what it was.
laurel.
It was explaining how to use each one. It was fascinating.
Yeah.
Like teas.
Yeah, like teas, or putting it on like a scar, how it like changes the skin. It was like, and also what I love about the Iron Ore Mountains is like, it's from 600 million years. So it's not just like any kind of mountain. And it used to be under the sea. So also the foliage and the plants are slightly different. So there's even some plants which are algae. You know, so it's like a whole mixture of the algae, like feeds on the fungus. So it was like quite interesting, all those things. And then we do this in the sacred halls, the gongs.
That was nice.
So we have 5 enormous gongs. All you do is you just lie there, and it just vibrates all the way through you.
I love
and it just releases stuff that you didn't even imagine that you have, you know. It's like it clears the clutter. So for me,
you add in fun bits, because I know that you did the wearing flamenco dresses, and many people actually feel that essence. And I think there's not one woman who doesn't look good in a flamenco dress.
True.
And it really flatters everybody. I'm sure you look amazing.
I'll bring a hat if you come. I'll bring the sash, a little jacket for you.
Exactly.
You can be doing all the stuff.
Yeah, the outfits are just fabulous. So that was really fun as well, that you include the little fun bits as well.
For me, it's like changing everything in the whole retreat and the person, because it's like a lot of people at the beginning are like, oh, I'm not putting a dress on. So I like to pull them out of their comfort zone. And and then when they're doing the dancing, I mean, the teacher's also amazing, because she shows you of all the different elements. So she'll come in saying the grounding, the earth element is the grandmothers. So the grandmothers, they know their life, they're confident with themselves, and they'll come in and they'll just do this with their shoulder, you know, because they know themselves, they've got that confidence and stuff. So she'll show you the flamenco in that kind of way. And then there's the fire part. The fire part I loved so much, because the fire is like, it's inside you, and it's like wanting to explode, but it has to grow, and then when it does grow, and then it has to explode, and it goes like this, you know. So she was showing the flamenco in this kind of way, which was like, and then we had to do a circle, and everyone had to go in the circle, and the people were like, oh no, I can't remember my moves. Get in the circle.
Just feel it.
Just do it, isn't it?
Just
it's a
do
question
it.
of just doing, getting out of your comfort zone. And I thought one of the really nice things was how many people were there on their own, flown over from the UK, other parts of the world. And that was nice, that they felt comfortable enough, because you make it like it's, once you're in, you're a family. You're part of Linda's little hub.
Definitely.
And everyone's knowing everybody's business and supporting each other.
Well, I always like to do a story night on the first night, so we all get to know everybody. And you can talk about a sad thing, a funny thing, a silly thing. And then you can be vulnerable if you want to be. So then everyone like groups together even more. So it's important I think that the group gels. And so that's why I like to do the activities, so everyone is involved and they know each other, and it's like a team building, but with a retreat. So you feel really good, you feel really relaxed. You have that break that everyone's so busy nowadays. There's so much movement. Everyone's doing things.
Reconnect with yourself, reconnect with nature, connect with Linda. She's got a fabulous, wonderful retreat coming up very, very soon in Seville, in a fabulous monastery. Check it out. Thank you, Linda. Looking forward to it.
You're welcome.
If you would like to join Linda on a retreat or would like more information, please feel free to contact us.
We hope you found the programme informative and fun. Do check out our website, goodmorningspain.com. We have follow-up articles on topics discussed, also links to our social media and our YouTube channel. Please do like, share and follow. We love having you with us. Take care of us. Have a great week. See you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.